Hi, so today I am joined by Sharon and Reese. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Reese. How are you doing, Sharon?
And I'm Sharon. We are two local drag queens here in Birmingham. We are also Queen Caritas for the Mystic Crew of Caritas. What else? We cross-dress a lot.
Yeah,
We do a lot of this. We put a lot of wigs on and a lot of makeup.
We have a brunch.
Yeah, we have a brunch. I have two brunches in town. I have a production company. And we also have, I'm also part of a podcast, which is very important for the LGBT history and community. It's called Lip Work. And you can find it on anywhere that you can get your podcast.
That's amazing. I've been friends with both of you for a little while now, and I just love to see all the different projects that you're doing in the community. And I need to go to one of your drag brunches. Do you host it at Rojo?
No, so our drag brunch, Sharon's drag brunch, I have two of them. Sharon's drag brunch is at Brennan's Irish Pub in 5 Points.
Okay.
And then that is going to start July, hoping that, Corona allows it. It'll start July 2026. And then I have a second brunch that we don't perform in. I just put it together. And that is a Tropicaleo. And before, right now it's kind of hot for the summer. So we are going to stop doing brunches in Tropicaleo and we're going to start doing dinner shows, which I'm super excited about because it's going to be outside. It's going to be cool. Those are going to be on Friday night starting on the 17th, July 17th.
Oh, that's amazing. That's like right down the street from Avondale Library. So
yeah,
I will have I'll just stop in after work. So could you tell me, are you both from Birmingham?
I'm from Moody, Alabama.
All the way. I'm actually from the deeper South, from South America. So I come from Venezuela, and I've been here, 18 years, going on to 19 years in the United States. Yeah, but I'm originally from Venezuela. I came when I was maybe about 17 or 18. Mm-hmm.
So you're first generation like me. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. I love seeing diversity in Birmingham. It makes me feel more at home,
And that's one of the things I love about Birmingham, that there is diversity. And I think that's one of the things that we're starting to see right now during this times, is that Birmingham is always going to be, in the Alabama spectrum, Birmingham has been always in the front of like change and being forward, because it is a melting pot. It's definitely a melting pot.
It definitely is.
And the people of Birmingham too. I mean, they're I don't know, there's so much support within the people of Birmingham.
Yeah.
I don't think we give them enough credit sometimes. There's so many poor people, especially right now with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yes.
It's something it's a cause that's very near and dear to mine and Sharon's heart. And to see the white people that are coming together and knowing that we've been wrong this whole time. I mean, I know my ancestors are all Native American, but it's just wild to see these people stepping forward saying, you know what, we were wrong. How can we fix this? Let me learn something.
And we see it also in support with the LGBT community. In Birmingham, the support that I've had on my brunches, the support that we've seen at shows, there's always going to be the bad seed and the bad fruit that's going to be mixed in right now.
There's going to be a Karen.
There's always going to be a Karen. No offense to any good Karens.
It's a bad time to be a Karen.
I know, and I feel so bad every time somebody calls somebody a Karen. I think of poor Karen that I went to high school with.
There's good Karens out there with bad haircuts, but they're good people. So we just got to make sure we put that out there.
Yeah, it's I love seeing the community come together at this time. If you are kind of on the margins in any way, it's good to see that you're surrounded by a community that will stand up for what's right.
Exactly.
And I want to thank you again for joining me. I love you both dearly. You're both sweethearts and you're gorgeous.
We just rolled out of the costume closet.
Just literally, it was just good put glue on ourselves, roll in the cloth, and came back out. It's a talent. It's a talent.
So I heard the other day that you are doing a Pride Culture-thon of sorts. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I was privileged enough to have the mayor's office and the LGBT Alliance for the mayor's office contact me and ask me if I would not only MC but also produce with my production company a digital Pride, a digital culture-a-thon. So of course I love Randall, and I said yes in 3 seconds. And the great thing about it is that it's not just drag, and it's not just, it's not just a bunch of drag queens performing. Even though that's part of it, we're going to have a lot of queer artists and a lot of local organizations coming in and sending in videos so we can show their art and show how LGBTQIA has influenced the culture of the gay community, has influenced Birmingham in a cultural sense.
That's amazing. So how can people tune into that?
So it's going to be on Facebook and on YouTube. So you should be able to, on YouTube, you should be able to search Culture-a-thon 2020, and it'll show up as a live video. And
what do you call it? The thing will be, the link will be listed on Facebook. Right?
Correct. And they can find it on my wall. They can find it on the mayor's office wall. They're going to be able to find all of that because we're going to be sharing it as we speak and as we do it. So all the information will be very accessible. But the easiest way to do it is to go to YouTube and just type Culture-a-thon 2020, and it should show up in there.
Amazing. I can't wait to watch.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, what a great project. And I do have to say, so go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It all came from a event that I wanted to put together for our community. The event that I put together by myself and, contacted 32 queens. You know how hard it is to wrangle 4. I put 32 of them together. We actually had a thing called Birmingham Gives Back, and it was a way for the entertainers to give back, to give a chance to give back to our local bars. And we raised $4,000, about $4,000, $3,000 and something. And we had entertainers from every bar, people who also don't have a bar, don't perform at a bar, people who, it was just amazing to put all these people together. It was a 4-hour show. Not doing that again. But it was phenomenal to see everybody come together and raise money for, our safe places and our, the places that actually allow us to be ourselves at night when we couldn't do it at home.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just going to say, I love Randall Woodfin as a city employee. He's the best. And I'm so thankful for him during this, coronavirus, just really great. I'm glad that we have the mask ordinance. But,
mask, wearing the mask is one of the most important ways to keep from spreading this virus.
She's a nurse.
Oh, I did not know that. Yes.
We've gone from 30 cases a week at UAB to 80 cases a week. So it's
it's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. And if you do not get your crap together, and if y'all mess up Halloween this year,
gotta put on a mask.
I'm gonna be so mad.
Don't mess up Halloween for us.
Yes, I've been thinking about Halloween. I'm it's the best holiday of the year. Seriously. So has it been really bad at UAB? Because people are talking about a second wave, but I feel like we never got over the first wave.
We never really did. Yeah. We never really did. They opened up too early. Everybody opened up too early. Alabama, Florida. I know right now Miami, Florida right now doesn't have any ICU beds. So it's coming again, harder.
Well, I want to thank you for your service, both as a beautiful drag queen and on the front lines of in the medical field. So I just love you so much. So I know you both have kind of talked about this already, and this is kind of an obvious question, but also a fully loaded question. But what does pride mean to both of you?
You want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Pride means to me, you take in, you take that time to reflect on why we have pride. We have pride because a Black trans individual stood up and said, we are not taking anymore. We are not taking it anymore. She stood up and started the riot. There's so many of them that followed suit after that. And we celebrate that because enough is enough. And standing up and believing in yourself and presenting yourself the way that you are, 100% unapologetically you, is what pride is all about. I mean,
I think it stems from the we've been under the thumb of the powers that be for so long, and it's what you're seeing right now and in the Black community is that for so long we've been oppressed, and that happened to the gay community. And don't get me wrong, don't be comfortable, it will happen again, and then we'll come for another group, and then we'll come for another group, and then we'll come for another group. So like for me, pride to me means being able to be myself, being able to be unapologetically myself, being able to do this, being able to be a leader in the community, and being able to continue the fight, and being able to help others who, are now being put under that thumb. And I think one of the most important things, we've seen cities and cities are canceling Pride because at first it was because of the pandemic, and now in solidarity of what's happening with our Black brothers and sisters. And so I think one of the most, I'm a graphic designer by trade, so like one of graphics just speak to me. And one of the graphics that I saw that like spoke to me the most was one of a brown fist. It was a brown arm, and then there was a rainbow arm holding it up. And I think that's what we need to be doing right now. I think that we need to put all our efforts and our pride in helping those who are being just as marginalized as we are, if not more, actually more than what we've been marginalized. And I think it's time for us to come together and help them and support them. So being unapologetically you means being that loud person who will not take it anymore and who will not allow other communities to be marginalized as well.
I totally agree. I feel like we have to stand together or we don't stand at all.
Exactly.
Spectrum. In what ways do you think that the library, like our local libraries, are serving our communities? And what would you like to see in the future? In what ways could we better serve our communities? And what kind of projects would you like us to take on?
Well, I'll start, and then I'll let Reese talk, because I feel like I've been talking a lot. Excuse me. No, but I think that, I'm not going to lie. I have wanted to go into the library, but I haven't. You'll see me there with my hair wrapped up and some glasses and just looking at books. But one of the things that I would love to see, and I'm not sure, maybe you can tell me more about it and educate me a little bit more about what the library is doing, but affirming LGBTQIA books. I think that's one thing that I personally didn't have when I was a child. And those are things that I feel that are most important. And we're seeing a lot of backlash to that from parents, from conservative parents who don't believe that, the gay agenda should be thrown to the kids. But I think that for me, it's more of an affirming situation. I think that you do less damage if you give a kid the information they need instead of taking it away. And so, we joke that reading is fundamental when it comes to drag, but reading is fundamental when it comes to developing. And I think that creating those queer stories and making them available is just as important.
I thought that
Absolutely.
was a dad.
What dad joke?
Reading is that's why I kind of giggled, because I was like, that's what I was going to say. But no, I truly think that having a LGBT author section I think that's a big thing. Books on LGBT problems and struggles and even happiness. Like, I mean, there's some good books out there that go over. That there are some fictional books out there too that they're written around LGBT literature, and I think having access to those and knowing that they're out there, I think would help so much.
I think that literally
and literarily.
But speaking from that point of view, see how I turned it. I think that we're seeing an awakening on people's knowledge. People are wanting to know more. And then you have people who, this queer kids who have been reading books who are now feeling attacked by certain authors. J.K. Rowling. But they're now feeling attacked and they're saying, no, like, Harry Potter allowed me to feel included, because I didn't see it as a witch or a wizard. I saw it as the gay kid or the trans kid who was, pushed aside. And I saw myself in certain characters. And so I think that libraries have, in any office of governmental office, right, or any governmental building, they have the duty to make everyone feel welcome, because you're not just there for a group of people, you're there for the entire town, the entire city.
Like certain books I read growing up, like I'm a huge Anne Rice fan. I mean, for crying out loud, my cat
my first love.
We have Lestat, Armand, Claudia.
Yeah, all of our cats are named after vampires.
That is amazing.
But taking that book, Interview with a Vampire, and having that homoerotic feel between Louis and Lestat through that entire book, I kind of saw myself in that as a kid. Reading that, I'm like, well, that's why I'm different, maybe. Because I always kind of knew I was different. I just didn't know how different I was. And different is not bad. Different, I mean.
I think that's a story that's being told to kids. Different is bad. And I think that we have I keep saying duty, but we have the responsibility as, the forgers of the future to tell these kids, no, different is not bad. For me, one of the books, I came to this country when I was only 17 years old. And being from Venezuela, I did read a lot of Spanish books and, Men of La Mancha, El Hombre de la Mancha in Spanish. And just books that were so like full of information, but never really went deep into it. But when I came to the United States, my 12th grade teacher. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she sells teachers by the seashore. My English teacher, not forced me, but she encouraged me to read Pride and Prejudice. And she said, you need to read this. And I was like, why? It's like a 14-year-old love story, and I just don't know, like, why am I reading this? And not only it's an easy read for people who are not, English is not their first language, but also it tells a story of a family that's different, a family that does not fit in their neighborhood, in their town. It tells the story of a woman, of a young woman who's different, who doesn't see herself like her sisters, and her sisters don't look or feel the same as the other girls in town. So it talks about, you can see those outcast stories. And I think that for so long we had them hidden, right, in other characters and in other storylines. And I've read that book about 7 times cover to cover. I absolutely love the book. Seen all the movies, disappointed at them. The only good one is the one from the BBC. And don't let anyone tell you anything wrong, anything different. And the one is a TV show and it's long, but it's better than any of the movies. But it's one of those things where for so long, I feel like authors had to hide the outcasts, right? we were called outcasts. It was never the gay character, the trans character. It was always the outcast.
Right.
I think that it's important right now. I think we have authors out there, LGBTQIA authors, who are saying, no, we're here and we should be in the books, and our characters should be seen. And I think that representation is important. And to see a queer brown person in a book talking about how queer they are and how brown they are and how excited they are to be both, it's important. And so, I think that's what I would love to see more, not only from the library, but also from authors all around.
From publishers, yeah. Well, I will tell you a little update with the library, since all of we're relatively around the same age. Like, growing up, I personally did not like any of the books that were required reading in school. Like, I didn't want to read Huckleberry Finn or anything like that. I just couldn't. There were certain ones I could identify with, but I don't know. But now I will say, like, as far as housing books, we do have queer authors, queer subject matter. It's in certain libraries, we don't have the spacing for actual sections. So we just have a fiction section and just a nonfiction section. But now that, with coronavirus, we've done a lot of stuff online. So we actually have Hoopla and Overdrive, which is Miss Libby, on iPhones and iOS, but they actually have categories for LGBTQ on there.
That's all.
And I do agree that in general, people need to be more open-minded. It's people, it's like, it doesn't kill anybody to be kind. And, it's like our services, it's like, you don't have to agree, but you have to do your job. You have to, we're here to serve everybody. And so we really, at least at Avondale, we really strive to do that. And I actually have a queer book club at the end of the month, and we're reading a YA book, which is actually a young adult book. So it's kind of an intersection of kids and adults. And so we're trying to merge more, but we could always do more. And I feel like that's part of growth. And that's why voices like yours and the community at large are so important to bring, these issues at light, because, we're here to serve you guys, you ladies, rather. So,
It's all right.
Yeah, and it's also, more than just books too. Like, we have films, you can get free films, we have different apps for that. And generally we do need to do more advertising on that, which is a big part of my job and why I like working for the library, because I'm trying to do more projects like this, and also promote those things that people don't know about. You can get a passport, you can get a marriage license notarized now. We do all different kinds of I'm a notary. But, right.
Queen.
When I was a kid, I used to go to the library a lot in the Leeds area, because I grew up in Moody, and Moody had a small library, but Leeds Public Library is where you went to if you needed to do research. But I always read the ghost books, and I still love them to this day. We have a ton of books in our dining room right now, and they're all ghost books, spooky books.
Those stories. Goosebumps. That was my favorite when they did the Victorian era.
I'm leaving. Y'all have a great day. You can talk about Goosebumps for 2 hours.
It was Goosebumps, and then they had those ones that were where you could choose your own adventure.
Yes.
Not interactive.
No, you could. It was if you opened the door, turn to page 34. If you opened the chest, turn to
what if you get to page 24 before you? Oh no, that's confusing.
No,
anyhow,
they were so fun.
No, but I think I think it's a phenomenon, and I commend you for doing everything that you can.
Well, it is a lot of people think that it's just about books, the majority of the community. I mean, not just in Birmingham, and it's so much more than just books. And of course we have people that are like all about the books, which are important, but I mean, it's film, it's programming, it's, you know, making history in your own communities. And you guys are doing just that right now. So just want to thank you again. So if you could give your younger self advice, what would it be?
Well, that's a loaded question. I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead. Just
yours is going to be soppy. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's a loaded question, and I think it's because what I was when I was younger, and what I thought I was going to be is not who I am. So the only thing I would tell myself, because I don't regret anything that I've done. I don't regret. Let me change that. There are some regrets, but I won't change them, because even the things that I might have done wrong, and even the things that I might have not done the way that I could have done them better, made me who I am today and taught me a lesson. So if I could see my younger self, I would say forgive yourself a little more. Don't go too hard on yourself. Everyone makes mistakes, but just don't go too hard on yourself, because it'll pay off at the end. You might not have as many scars. You might not have as much of a depression. And yes, you come out of those, and yes, you come out of those victorious, but if you forgive yourself a little bit more, your story might be a little sweeter. Same ending, but just a little sweeter. And I said yours was going to be soppy.
Yeah.
This question is like a very sentimental heart jerker. So
it's a real hard question, because it does evoke a lot of emotion, and it evokes a lot of what all have I gone through my entire life. One of the things that I know that I would tell my younger self, if I ever got a chance to go in a DeLorean back yonder, that the one thing I would definitely say is, like, no, you're going to go through some really crappy times, but hold the people that you have in your circle near and dear to you, because they will get you through it, and they will give you the strength to get that you can get yourself through it. You know, a lot of the times we tend to blame others for how we react to things, when it's really our perception that makes us do that. You know, so that would probably be the one thing I don't want, because I tend to like do this when I give an answer.
I do too.
But
it's okay.
It's really just hold those ones near and dear to you that are in your inner circle, in your close circle. There's a reason that they're there. There's a reason that you can trust them like you do, because everything happens for a reason. You know, you may go through those hard times. You may go through those difficult feelings and emotions, but know that you will get through it. You have those people in your group, even though you think you don't have them. They're going to be there for you. They're going to be there to pull you out.
And also tell your husband that he's amazing and you're going to buy him a car. That's what you need to tell you. No? Okay. Okay, it's fine.
I think there's something, you know, for me personally, like chosen, I love my, you know, birth family, but my chosen family is also just, you know, it's almost thicker than blood. And I think that that's very important, especially for queer individuals. So
it's okay for it to change.
For your family?
I mean, like,
yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's okay for it to change.
Yeah.
It hurts. It really hurts.
I think actually a reflection of what you were saying is something that I heard, I can't remember where, or maybe I just came up with it because I'm brilliant like that. But if somebody can fact check me, then, you know, I didn't make this up. I saw it somewhere. But it said a friend's eye is like a mirror. If it's dirty, clean it up. But if it's broken, get another one. And so I think that we do have, you know, a lot of friends, our family, our gay family is our chosen family. And you're going to go through valleys. You're going to go up and down. You're going to find friends. I think eloquently Medea once said, the friends are like, roots, branches, and sticks. Some of them are there for a season, some of them are there for a lifetime. So yeah.
So my last question for y'all is, in what ways would your younger self be proud of who you are today?
Oh God. I think one of the main things is that I think he would be proud that even though through adversity, that young self and I have gone through a lot, he would be proud that I chose the right man for my life, and that I chose the right person to grow old with. That even though parents might not be 100% there for me, I always have somebody who is always there for me. So I think that from one side, and from another is that I think he would be proud that I found a power, or not a power, but a platform that I can use to help others, which is something our grandmother taught us. Our grandmother always said, help others and live this world better than you found it. And I think that we try to do it. And I would like to think that he would be proud of that. So yeah, little Sam, I hope you're proud of that.
It's beautiful. And what about you, Reese?
Well, I think my younger self, when I was growing up, I always wanted to be a performer. I always told myself I was going to be a rock star. I always told myself that I was going to be on TV, and that, I was going to be on a stage somewhere doing something. And I know my younger self would be proud of me for where I am today with it. I never in a million years when I was younger thought that I would grow up to be a nurse and a drag queen. But, I think my younger self would be proud of the fact that I've been able to stand up for so many other people. And I knew I was going to cry on this thing. Because drag queens are always the forefront in the fight for everything. We're the fight for change, we're the fight for acceptance, and we're the fight for progression. I've always kind of said, to have progression, you have to end oppression. Like you can't oppress people to move forward. You have to pick them up, stick your hand out, and pick them up. But I think my younger self would just be proud of the fact that I'm standing up and doing something, because my younger self would not have.
Yeah, I mean,
superheroes don't wear capes; they wear wigs.
And I think absolutely, and I think that your experiences make you the strong individuals that you are, and I can 100% say that I know that your younger selves would be very proud of both of you, as well as the community of Birmingham. Not that I represent the entire community, but you have made a positive impact in my life, especially when I moved here. I moved here from Atlanta, but where I didn't think I was going to find a queer, community, and just meeting you through friends and by going out. I love you two both so much, and I really appreciate you being a part of this project. And I hope to see your new house when this is all over.
Oh my gosh, you need to come over. I need to make that lemon cake I made.
Yes, I will make some Korean barbecue, and we'll have a kiki.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we love food.
I love Korean barbecue.
So is there anything you would like to add for anybody who might be watching? Any last words?
Any last words?
Any last words?
So for me would be, I'm just going to get the extension cord and just plug everything in as quick as I can. So I have 2 brunches in Birmingham. we have Sharon's Drag Brunch at Brandon's Irish Pub. And right now we're starting that on July 26th. So you can go, you can call Brennan's and go ahead and make a reservation. I will also be taking, I won't be taking reservations. That's a mistake. I won't be taking reservations. Just call. But the poster will come out soon, so you can find us on Facebook. I also organized another brunch called The Other Drag Brunch, which is at Tropicaleo. We're going to be having some drag and dine events. They're going to be coming up with Gabe and with the whole gang at Tropicaleo. And then Lip Work, that is LIPWERQ. And you can find it on whatever you find your podcast. Go and listen. We have several episodes already out. And they go all the way from talking about drag life to LGBT issues. And most recently, we had an hour episode. They're normally about 30 minutes long, but we had an hour episode last week about Black Lives Matter. So definitely go in there. It's just two brown queens. It's me and Capri Dupree, two brown queens talking about, you know, brown stuff and gay stuff and Birmingham stuff. So literally.
Fabulous. Anything from you, Reese?
Yep, you can catch me at Sharon's Drag Brunch. I'll post pictures here and there. But this October, you can catch me at Atrox Factory. Well, you can't really catch me.
Yes, every
You can just
year.
watch my channel.
Yeah. And also, as I'm going to quote Mom, I just want to be remembered by two simple words. Any two, as long as they're simple.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for everything you're doing and for being part of this project.
Well, thank you so much for having us. We are, you know, we're always here. I've always said that we are tools for the community. So if you ever need anything, if the Avondale Library wants to do a drag story time, honey, we are here. We'll do it. We'll just say our first names and go with it. So definitely, thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you so much to the Avondale Library for giving us this opportunity.
And thank you, Joe. I mean, like, really.
Love you guys.